Hey friends, it's Carol, Saltbox Stitcher. I am returning for video number
123.
Yes.
I'm slipping. Here.
Wow.
I'll make up for it.
Coffee. Long time no see. I think it's been over a month. You know, life just gets in the way. My last recording was before Thanksgiving, so hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving. And we had Thanksgiving, and then, you know, there's just lots of stuff with the grandkids. And in fact, in a little over an hour, I have to leave. A little more than an hour. I have to leave to go to a 4th grade Christmas party with my 9-year-old granddaughter, so that should be fun. It's only lasts 45 minutes, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. But anyway, she said, dress Christmassy. I'm like, I don't have any, not anymore. I used to have ugly sweaters, but not anymore. I have been stitching. I have been quilting. I've been piecing. I've been doing all kinds of stuff. So
This will make you Christmassy. Hang that on your lapel.
no, stop. Hands me a red ornament. Anyway, so I thought I'd show you what I've been stitching. I'll show you past finishes. That'll take the most amount of time because I have a lot of past finishes. Although many of them you've seen in prior Christmas videos, so, you know, some of it will be reruns. And then I'll show you delightful deliveries and then plans, I guess. I have a lot of Christmas, or I have some bigger pieces that are Christmas that I really would like to get at least started. So we'll see. I really only carried over like one this year, that Gathering the Greens, which I haven't gotten a frame for that one yet. But so if I carry a few over for next year, I guess it's not the end of the world. So anyway, so what have I been stitching? This is not in any order, so it's not chronological. But I picked up this one, Home for the Holidays is the name of the stitch. This is Blackbird design. It's also the name of the book, Home for the Holidays. This is available. So this one, I've had this kitted for 100 years probably. Since it came out, probably originally. So I decided to start it. I actually had a piece of the Peeps Lost Sheep in 35 count. I don't stitch a whole lot on 35 count. I don't mind it. It is a week's fabric. Zweigart doesn't come in 35 count. Let me just hide this needle. Hold on. I'm terrible about leaving either hanging threads or a needle. So this is where I am on this one. And this is that Peeps Lost Sheep 35 count. It's definitely a gray. I say it's by weeks. I think it's by Dames of the Needle according to the book, but I don't know. It may be. And then these are the threads. So they're good classic Christmas colors. A little bit of blue-gray, some great greens, and pretty reds. So I want to finish that before Christmas. Will I get it fully finished? Maybe. We'll see. Not necessarily next, but the other thing that I've been working on is with the needle and thread paper snowflakes. And this one actually calls for Abecedarian by R&R. But this is on a piece of Dixie Sampler linen. I don't know if she still does, but she used to sell on Facebook. So this is where I am on this one. It's a tannish. It's not as, it looks gray when it's up here, but this is the color. So that one, so I've got this part and I'm working on this part, and like this corner is the same as this corner and this corner is the same as this corner. So I don't think it's going to take me a long time. This is one of her Brenda Gervais' older patterns that call for Valdani. So the threads that I'm using, I've kind of substituted. A friend of mine loaned me this one, which is Valdani 812. And then I'm also, instead of the other two Valdanis, I'm using mulberry and chili pepper so that I have 3 reds. A medium, a light, and a darker red. Let me see if I can show you this. So chili pepper is by Gentle Art, and no, sorry, chili pepper is by Classic Colorworks, and mulberry is by Gentle Art. So those are the 3 reds I'm using on paper snowflakes. Red isn't a predominant color in there. It's like the house, some of the berries, some of the stars. So it's not like it has to really match the picture. I also picked up this piece, and again, here's a needle in it. When I'm done stitching at the end of the day, it's like, oh, okay, half a stitch, I don't care, I'm going to bed. So this one is called Best Time of the Year. And it's one of these ones that has the big word, which this one is jolly. But it does say, it's called Best Time of the Year, but it says have a holly and then jolly Christmas. I'm not a fan of that little tiny C for Christmas, so I'm going to make that C a little bigger. Can you see that little tiny C? So anyway, that's just me. And this is where I am at this one. So I have the word done. I'm working on Santa and the snowman. And then I have those words and just some, you know, there's some little trees and reindeer and then the words. So I should be, and I have the buttons and I have the rickrack. So hopefully I'll be able to get that fully finished. And then I don't know where I was on, oh, and the threads for that are these. I don't know where I was on stitching the snowball pieces. This is also Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. And I showed you this one that I don't think I had finished it. I was working on it, but I don't think I had finished it. Well, I did finish that one. Let me see if I can show you a bigger close-up picture of it. Oops, that's the chart. That's the chart. Well, anyway, it's these 3. It's called the Snowball with Thy Needle and Thread. Now, some of these, this has been out a few years. That Jolly, I don't know how long that's been out, and Paper Snowflakes is an older one. So you may have to go to her website, which is Country Stitches Online, and she's probably closed down now for Christmas break. I'm not sure, I haven't checked lately, but her and Plums, well, there's a lot of people that do some wonderful smalls, but she does a lot of nice, cute Christmas smalls. And I'll show you some of them when I do my past finishes. So this is where I am on this one. So I finished that one. And I actually made a few starts on the snowflakes because I want to do the house. Let's see if I can show you a picture of the house. I want to do it next. Okay, hold on. I'd like to do all, I think there's 6 of them. I'd like to do all 6, but I won't get them done this year. But this is the house. So I'd like to do, that's when I started for the second one. And this is done on, I think it's either Winter Brew or, no, it's Patriots Brew. So that's the called for. I was watching Elle Snaps, and she's really a good floss tuber if you want it. She's only done a few. ELLE Snaps. And she was saying she tends to do a lot of the called for because she's, you know, it's like I depend on the designers to figure out what looks best, you know, threads on what linen and all that. I'm sort of the same way as that. I will occasionally change, but for the most part, I like the picture, and that's why I bought the pattern. And so if I can get the linen, I will use the called for. And then the next thing that I worked on, I made a super tiny start on this. There are 4, I mean super tiny, like there's 5 stitches. There are 4 Blackbird Christmas pieces. One says Merry Christmas, another was Christmas Rose. This one is Bringing Good Cheer. I haven't done any of those 4, and they're not huge. And they're based on an antique. Of course, Blackbird does their own anticipation, their own adaptation. Yeah, and I anticipate it. Anyway, so I thought, you know, I need to start on one. Now this calls for week's straw, but it's like, I don't know, 35 count again, and I didn't have that. So this is a piece of, good question, Carol. It's a Lakeside. I want to say this is either light exemplar. I think it's light exemplar, but I might have a label on it here. Let me just look. Nope, I don't. So literally, I put in like a few stitches, literally. But I would like to get back to this and get this one, at least get it going. I'd like to get the border done. But the border is like 3 rows of the same, this gold border. It's 3 rows. So once you get that in, you've got a lot of it done. It's not huge. It's like 127 by 183. So, I mean, it's big enough to be that you need to frame it, but it's not huge. So anyway, and I have all of the threads for all 4 of those Blackbird ones on one ring. So when the spirit moves me, I'm ready to go. Okay, so I stitched on that. On Thanksgiving Day, I sat down to start this one. This is a Scarlet Letter, Mary Ann Hutton. I think I showed you this one last time. Has the words to Hark the Herald Angels Sing. So I had one grandchild counting on the chart. He was counting the stitches in the border. I told him, I said, every 10, just put a pencil mark. Well, sometimes it's on the line, sometimes it's on the square on the graph, so I have to go through and recount it. But bless his heart, he was trying to help me. And then the other grandchild was taking the Aversois and helping me by writing the number on the floss away bags. So while I was instructing and giving instructions for that, I got this much going. This is a piece of 36 count purled barley by Lakeside. So at some point I'm gonna I might get back to that on Christmas Day, if I have time. Our holidays are pretty busy. When you get cooking and when you get cleanup and presents and just visiting, it's busy.
Company.
We're having company on Christmas?
No.
We've had company. His daughter's here
Holiday
visiting.
season.
And then I have these threads. I'm not sure what these were for. Oh, yes, I do. No. And then I've spent the bulk of the time in this last month working a lot on this one. Winter Rose, or Winter Moon by Plum Street. I love this piece. This is, if you've been to Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin, they have it framed on the wall. It's fabulous. Fabulous. There's 3 moons right now. There's winter, spring, and I think it's summer.
3 moons, isn't that Saturn?
And then there's okay, Peanut Gallery. Anyway, I guess she's Plum Street Paulette is coming out with Autumn Moon next year. So long time ago, like early summer, I started Summer Moon. And I have all 3 of them kitted, so I really would love to have all of them finished at some point. So Winter Moon by Plum Street, and I'll show you how far I've gotten. And this is on Fox and Rabbit Saltbush 40 count, although it's a tight 40 count. So this is where I am on Winter Moon. The house is finished, with the exception of the, what are those things on windows called? They're not stanchions. Those are the things at the movie theater to keep you in line.
I don't know, check with the peanut gallery.
Okay.
Stanchions.
They're not stanchions. That's the things at the movie theater that they...
Mullions. Mullions.
Mullions?
Yes.
Anyway, I haven't done those yet. And that's just back stitching. And on the trees, there's, you know, like a lot of white stitches that kind of look like a garland. And I'm working on the large rabbit, and then I'll be doing the moon. Now, these stars underneath the house, they're kind of ghosty because you're supposed to do these white stitches, which I've done on the second one, and then you fill in with this other color, but then you can hardly see the white stitches. But I'm still going to do it the way it's charted because that's just who I am. Anyway, so that's where I am on Winter Moon. I'm really happy with my progress because I think it's gorgeous. The house reminds me of the house on Live on Little by Plum Street, which is the summer one she did. But it is in blues, and so this is kind of the pinks, and love it. Love it, love it, love it. And these are the threads for that. There's some DMC, just a little bit of everything. I know a lot of people show, like, they'll open a project bag, and that's what they have in there. If I'm actively working on things, I don't put them in a project bag. They're just on the table next to where I stitch, so I don't pull it out of the project bag because it's not in it. Now, if I put it away for you know, till next season, I'll put it in a project bag. Or if I'm working on 10 different things, I might put it in a project bag. But otherwise, that's just how it is. I think I failed to show you the colors for the snowball. So that was the colors for the snowball. That was the snowman that looked like a photo. And then these are the colors for the jolly. So there's a lot of DMC in those. So that's what I've been stitching. So then, oh no, one more thing. I had hoped to get these fully finished, but I didn't. I think last time I showed you I had finished Whitaker. Yeah, I think I'd finished Whitaker. This is by Stacy Nash. This is part of her Animal Crackers series. I love dolls. I loved playing with dolls when I was a kid. I still could make dolls, whether they're prim or whatever. I love dolls. Always have. I'll be the old lady in the nursing home sitting and trying to feed the dolls, and talk to the dolls, and take care of the mother of the dolls. Anyway, so I think I had started on Paisley because I think I remember talking about the little wreath on her head. So these are both part of the Stacy Nash Animal Cracker series, and obviously they're snowmen. So I have him finished and I have her finished. And I've saved linen on the other side of them so that I can use that for the back. And then I have lots of wool, so hopefully soon they will be fully finished because they're just too cute. She's a little bigger than him. Sometimes in life, that's just how it works out after you have kids. It's like, I'm a little bigger than my husband. He's taller, but anyway. She's a little bigger, so they don't have the same template as far as finishing them. So, anyway. They're both very cute, so I'd like to get those fully finished. But I did make a start on doing some fully finishing. I was working on this in the last few days. I just didn't have time, nor did I want to get out. We have Mike's daughters visiting, so I didn't want to get out the sawdust and make a huge mess. His daughter that lives in Kansas City is visiting because Camille was in the Nutcracker, so she came all the way from Kansas City to see Camille in the Nutcracker, so that was really fun. So these are some prior finishes that I'm I'm not FFO'd, I'm FF. This is by Plum Street Sampler House 6. I did this a while ago. It came out in 2017. I probably did it early 2020s. So it's sewn together for a little pillow. It's open at the bottom, so I just need to stuff it. And I put like a green. It's hard to see. It's a green. Doesn't look green, does it? It's green. It's got little tiny stars on it. So I put that on the back. And then I have this green check. I'm going to do a bow. So you got to envision this until I get it done. Use your imagination. And then I'm going to do rickrack around the edge and a rusty bell or something. So that's my partially fully finished. And then this one is, I have 3 of these that are partially finished. This is Merry Old Soul by With Thy Needle and Thread. This came out in 2019. I had a kit from Amana when Brenda Gervais was the designer, the guest designer at Amana, and she had a pop-up shop. So this one, I have some red check ribbon, and then I have that really neutral that's shown. So I have exactly what's shown on here. But I also have some red rickrack, so I could do red. I don't know if I want to do red rickrack and red check bow, but I'm doing green on the other, so who knows. But here's the piece. This is done on 46 count. It's the called for because it was a kit. And this one has a little green check on in the back. I love fabric, don't get me wrong, but I don't like backings that way outshine the stitching. So I like subtle backings. This one, because it's so small, I left a little more margin here than I did. Ideally, I like to leave a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch margin, but this one I left a little bit more. And when I'm finishing, I know a lot of people don't do their own finishing, but I measure out with a ruler exactly from the last stitch. I measure out either an inch or 3/4 of an inch. And then I either pull a thread or just mark it, depending on how big it is. Sometimes I pull a thread. And then that's the line I cut on. And then I'll do a 1/4 inch seam all the way around. And the important thing when you're finishing is to iron those seams before you turn it. So in other words, when you have a seam on the inside, let's see if I can get to it. So if you have that seam on the inside, iron that, at least one side of it, so it kind of folds back on itself, and that you'll find that turning it is much, much easier. You can get into the corners and all that. Pressing is your friend when you, and I don't ever press the stitches from the right side. I press them from the wrong side. And I mostly try to press around the piece rather than actually on the stitches, if I press on the front. But the big thing is you're not pressing, you're not ironing, you're just pressing. The last one that's partially fully finished is this one, Merry Christmas Pin Keep. Oh, I guess that glares. This is by Stacy Nash. This is another older one. I used 40 count Mocha by Weeks with Weeks Red Rock. It calls for DMC, but I used Red Rock. I might still do some distressing on this one, but this is this one, and that's the backing. It's just like it's almost exactly the same color as the linen. So they just need to be stuffed with sawdust, closed up, and then put some. And this one, the trim I have, I think I probably got this at like Hobby Lobby or whatever. It's kind of like a jute mesh kind of ribbon. So I'll probably just tie a bow and put that on the corner with a rusty bell, so it's not too much. Okay, I've shown what I've been stitching and what I was working on finishing. I guess I'll show you haul, and then I will show you past finishes and then plans, or maybe I'll do plans, haul, and then plans, and then past finishes. We'll see. So these are just some of the patterns I ordered. I think it was Tara Sully Stitches. She had done these. I think it was her. So this is by Mojo Stitches. This one says Bright, and this one says Merry. I think those are really simple, really cute. I don't know how much I'll get done. I'm really starting to think about 2025. Can you believe it's almost here? Can't believe it. This was the kit, the exclusive kit from Country Sampler for Christmas. This is Plum Street. Comfort and Joy. Love that. Now this house is a stone house. The others were like brick. Love the trees. This is just really pretty. So that came fully kitted with Baked Clay by Fox and Rabbit. So if you're interested in this one, get a hold of Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin. And this was a new release by Kathy Barrick, another stocking. I haven't finished one yet, and there's about 10 of them, and I'd like to do all of them. So anyway, this is her new Merry Christmas stocking. Of course, you can do it as a straight piece. You don't have to do it as a stocking. She gives you the alternate for that. But I think it's really, I love the swans. I mean, birds. It's just beautiful. You see it? It's just called Quaker Christmas Stocking and Sampler. Kathy Barrick. It's a new release. And I got that, and Olivia B had a, I don't know if it's, I think it might have been a Black Friday thing where you could get it discounted with the NPIs. So here's the NPI colors. Aren't they pretty? That one calls for wheat from Fiber on a Whim. I have some of that, so. And this one, again, came from Hillside Rookery, Olivia B. So I got that. And then I'm in two different, actually three, but I'm in a linen club from Victorian Rose that's Seraphim. And this one that came in, I guess this was the December one. It's called Jack Frost. It's really pretty. It's a pretty blue, but not too blue. Just subtle modeling. So that's 40 count, fat quarter from Victorian Rose Needle Arts. I think that club is full. I think she got like inundated and she expanded it, and then she finally said that's enough. So, and you just get billed every month. If you want to cancel, you can. So, and then I joined, this was the first piece I had gotten. I don't want to crinkle and open this, but this is a linen club from Bestitch Me. This one's called Sand Dollar. It's pretty modeled, but it's really pretty. So that's a 40 count fat quarter. Bestitch Me, and I don't know if her club is still open, but this was the first one I got. So I got that. And then I went to the Jingle Ball. I didn't get really active. I was in one of the chat groups one night, and I did shopping, and I took the Stacey Nash finishing class. That was one of the things I got that I didn't bring out. The gingerbread house, a lot of people have shown that. I haven't even touched it, so that's something I need to finish. But Hands On Design had this piece. This will be released next year because it was a Jingle Ball exclusive. And since my granddaughter was in the Nutcracker, now I will change the hair to blonde because although she's at that age where her hair's starting to get a little darker. So I'm going to stitch this for her. And I just bought the DMCs yesterday. But it calls for 32, and I'm going to stitch it on 40, so it'll be quite a bit smaller, but it'll be a nice ornament size. And then the last year I made, and I have something I'm going to stitch for my grandson that's baseball. And then last year I made them both one of the sleds ornaments. So I ordered a couple more sleds. These are those little ones. I just got them from 1-2-3 Stitch. And you do them on perforated paper. In fact, I didn't see them on their tree last night. I was over there, and I said, "Where's the sleds I made?" And my grandson, "Oh, here they are," and he put them on the tree. So I got two new patterns. Last year I gave, one of them was a polar bear, and the other was a snowman maybe. And then I got two new Lizzie Kate patterns, so I can choose which ones I want to do this year. And I already had the 14 count perforated paper that I got years ago for $3. So there's more than one. There's more than one piece in here. I think there's 3 pieces. So anyway, so that's something I need to do. And then I had some nice happy mail. Someone asked for my address. And she said, "I wanted to send these to you. I thought you might want to try them." And they're the metal floss rings. So thank you. That was very sweet of you to think of me, especially since you hadn't seen me for a month. You guys do remember who I am. I was kind of counting on that, but if not, I'm Saltbox Stitcher. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, you know who you are. Thank you very much. That was very much appreciated. Okay, I'm going to take a short break. And then, let's see. Oh my gosh, we're already 35. No, I'm not going to take a break yet. I'm going to talk a little bit about plans, and then I'll go through that, and then I'll take a break, and then I'll go through prior finishes. So hang on. A lot of people, I know Lori Textilist has talked about, a lot of people have talked about these threads books. They were put out by the Needle Love Company. I think I have all of them. I don't have the ornament ones, but I think I have all of the other ones. Now this one was purchased at Liberty Quilt Shop, which was early 2000s. And it was $25 back then. So the eBay price. And this is the rug that I showed you last time is in this book. This is Winterberry Threads, which I haven't, I'm working on finishing that. I did get it blocked and I'm working on finishing that. But I originally was going to put it on a stool, but I decided instead I'm just going to, use wool almost like a binding and then just put it on the back of a chair or hang it or whatever. But that's the one I showed you last time. But this is the kit. And this is full of wonderful wool stuff. And there's all kinds of stuff in here. There's a quilt. Look at these stockings. So Winterberry Threads, if you can find it on eBay, I would suggest you purchase it. Here's a wool piece. Santa. This is a embroidery piece. But this is the kit I have for this penny rug. So at the time, I've probably had this for I don't know how many years. It's a full kit for this whole thing. I've even drawn out some of the shapes. So since it's wool, and the kit was $36, so now it'd be 3 times that much, but so it has the pretty red. I have all of this drawn out. My, I need to just make it. So I'd like to at least get that started during the, especially the week after Christmas. That would be fun to start. I have a lot of wool. I have a cabinet, a small cabinet in the front here that is wool. But I wanted to say that one of the things, I just love this place. I put lavender drops on my wool, either directly on the kit. And now this is the oil, essential oil. I also put this sometimes if I'm not feeling well, I'll just put some on my wrist. I don't know that it's healing, but it's by a place called Peace Valley. They're a lavender farm in New England somewhere. Peace Valley, can you see that? Peace. People put their hand up to make it. I don't know if that helps. Anyway, Peace Valley lavender drops, and they also sell sachets that are little mesh bags, kind of like a muslin bag full of lavender leaves. So sometimes, and I refresh it with the oil, and then I keep a bag of that in with all of my wool, and I never have any trouble with bugs. So anyway, that was Winterberry Threads wool. I'd like to get started on that. I also have one more kit, more wool of this. I think I've done 6 of them. They're these little wool ornaments. Years ago, I made these years ago. And then in my wool stuff, I found one more kit. So this is by Liberty Rose. These are old, 2000. But if you ever have a chance to buy the pattern. Now, like I said, I have the kit. And I must have bought 3 kits to make 9 altogether, because I have 6. This is one of the 6 that I've already finished. And I have a small tree that I hang handmade things, or, you know, like if somebody gives me a Christmas ornament that's, you know, wool or paper craft or something like that, I put it on that small tree. I'm looking at it. That's why I keep looking over here. So anyway, I want to get those other 3 finished. And then this was an exclusive last year from Country Sampler for Plum Street. No, maybe 2 years ago. This Happy Morning. This one came when you could either get the black background or the neutral colored background. I opted for the neutral, which came with Fox and Rabbit hog bristle. And that is I've taken the kit apart. I actually put a different piece of hog bristle because the piece that came with it was very yellow. So I switched it out with a piece of hog bristle that I had. So that's why it's kind of not packaged pretty like Country Sampler does. But I'd love to at least get a start on that one. I think I showed you this last time. I haven't started it yet. This is This Joyous Season by Plum Street. She does great Christmas pieces. Sorry for the glare. Plum Street, This Joyous Season. And I have that kitted with Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit. And then I have all the threads for that. This was one I think I got last, you know, time flies. It's been a month since I saw you. This is Dasher and Dancer. I bought the kit from Country Sampler. I watched Lori Holt. She's working on this. Hers is a little bit brighter green. Country Sampler, it calls for a red, but Country Sampler changed it to green. So if you want the green version, you can call Country Sampler. Dasher and Dancer, which is by Hobby House Press. You can also get it from Hobby House. I'm sure they would kit it also. I'd like to at least, I won't get that finished, but I'd like to at least get that started. This one is North Pole. A lot of my friends did this as assignment stitching last year, and I opted to not start it because I really don't do well at assignment stitching. I don't like to boss myself. But I also don't like it hanging over my head during the month. Like, oh, I gotta hurry up. Oh, I gotta do that. I gotta do that. I mean, I'm too old to have pressure. I mean, I have enough pressure, I should say. Like I have to get going so I can go to the party. Anyway, so that is by Kathy Barrick, and it's called North Pole, and it's these just regal Santa. I love him. And I have it kitted with the called for NPIs. Although I may do the, excuse me. I may do his coat in just the next shade, a little bit more red and a little bit less pink. I don't know. I put both of them in there. This was another Country Sampler exclusive. I think Yvette Gonzalez finished this year. This is by Samplers Not Forgotten, Peace on Earth. So I definitely want to start this one. And then I don't have this kitted yet, but this is Lori Rippey. There's 2 of them. This is The Holy Child, and she is Homespun Prims by Lori. I love this one. This says, the Holy Child was sent for all mankind. 3 wise men did come to find. All our costliest treasures bring to Christ our heavenly King. Love that. And then the other one that I have that she did, and one was 2021, one was 2023, is Come Hear the Bells. Come hear the bells on Christmas Day. The Savior rests upon the hay. Come hear the bells this Christmas Day and live in peace, I pray. I don't have the color copy of that one, sorry. So she does PDFs, so if you're interested, go to Homespun Prims by Lori. And that is all I put in my wanna start. That's enough. I have other Maggie Bonomi Christmas kits, and I have a lot, so we shall see what gets done. Okay, I'm gonna take a short break. When I come back, I'm gonna show you all my smalls first, and then I will, then I'll show you framed pieces, but I'll have to have Hubs help me with those because they're over there on the floor. So anyway, maybe I might be able to get them myself. I'll be back. Okay, so hopefully I have these a little bit organized, but we'll see. So here I go. The first ones I'm going to show you are ones that I did not stitch. Someone made for me. This is plum pudding. I'm assuming this is probably who is it that does all the alphabet things? Oh, I can't think. Anyway, I may think of it, but it's plum pudding. Like I said, this was made for me at a gift exchange. So thank you, Subi. You made that for me. This was, I think this is it's either, I think it's a Scarlet House, but it could be a, I don't think it's Plum Street. I think it's Scarlet House, Mary and Bright. And this was stitched by Crosshatch Quilts, Christy, for me. This one has to be a Brenda Gervais, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. That was again a Christmas exchange stitched by Marianne. Thank you, Marianne. This was stitched by, who stitched this for me? Anyway, I'm not sure. I'm thinking this, I'm not sure. It kind of looks like Pineberry Lane. I think Heidi stitched this one for me in a Christmas exchange. And the rest of these, with the exception of this one, this is one of my prized possessions. This was stitched by Jen Wintizer, who passed away this summer. And I saw, or I think Olivia Pumpkin Hollow just finished this one. I love this. This is a treasured possession. She didn't give it directly to me. It was at a Chinese auction, and I was lucky enough to end up receiving it. It came with the scissors tucked in the pocket. And the actual pattern is this one by Brenda Gervais. It's called Letters for Santa. Again, you'd have to get this from her website. This is one more that was stitched for me. This was stitched by Susan Aki. This was a Plum Street freebie. It had the manger scene and Mary and Joseph, and it was a freebie, and I'm not sure the name of it. But if you go on if you just type in Plum Street freebies and go to her blog, and then in the search bar of her blog put in manger or baby Jesus, or it'll come up. It should come up. So that again is a freebie. This is another one that I just fully finished. I showed you some that I was partially FFO'd. This is one I just fully finished yesterday. The little stocking I'm gonna glue these. I think these are just setting in here now. I don't know that I want to glue them and then store them glued. I don't know. I may just leave it. But this is a Winter's Day Visit. I stitched this one. I think I stitched this last year by Brenda Gervais with Needle and Thread. So he turned out really cute. He's very easy to finish. Very easy. There's no stuffing, no nothing. Just sew up and I put linen on the back, the same as the stitched. I probably used the called for. I'm not sure. I think it was a kit from that pop-up shop she did at Amana. So This one is Stacy Nash. This was part of the Stacy Nash Country Sampler Club. Silent Night Pin Keep and Ornament. And like I said, some of these I've shown in years past, so sorry for the repeat. So this is, and I just put chenille around it. At first I wasn't sure I liked it, but I think it kind of gives an effect of the snow. That one just has like a check on the back. And the companion piece to this is Silent Night, but I didn't do them in the same linen. And these are available, even though originally they were club. Silent Night Pin Keep and Ornament by Stacy Nash. Another Stacy Nash is this one, again, part of the Country Sampler Stacy Nash Club years ago. This one is called Sleigh Bells Pin Keep and Ornament. But these are available now. And these are the two parts of this. And this one I did stitch on the same linen. I think the other one came with the same linen, but I opted to stitch the two pieces separate. But this one I used the same. And it came with backing. And I just put Rusty Bell and pin on there. Hard to show both at the same time, I guess, if I go like that. And then this is a Plum Street 1831 Christmas by Plum Street with the lamb. And the poinsettias. Put like a stripe on the back. And I kind of loosely did the cording so it would show the green and white. With the exceptions of the ones that were given to me, I've finished all these myself, so no one to complain to but me. This is Mary Noel, another one of those big letters. I love those. And this is a big pillow with sawdust. It could have a little more sawdust, but it works. This one is With Thy Needle and Thread, Peppermint Pals. Again, this was a kit from from the Amana Retreat. Has a little snowflake tin ornament. He's very cute. Is it he? She. I think it's he. He has a top hat on. There's another, I think there's a girl that goes, I can't remember. I think there's another one that goes with this. Very cute. Peppermint Pals. This is another With Thy Needle and Thread. Snow for Christmas. What to do with it? I just put it away. There you go. Very cute. This is by Threadwork Primitives. Merry Christmas. I love that big fruit bowl. She's just plain. I could put something on it, but you know, you get too many of them in a bowl and they all compete with each other. So some are just better simple. Christmas Sampler by La Di Da. I believe I got this as a kit from Country Sampler at one point in time. Because I don't generally put wool on the back. And it came with wool on the back. So there it is. Merry Christmas. By La Di Da. This is another Stacy Nash and part of the Country Sampler Club December 25th pin keep. So there we go. He's cute. Says Merry Christmas. That was an easy one to do. Some of these went really fast. This is another Stacy Nash set. This is the Snowed In pin keep and ornament. Do I have the right one? I think I showed you the wrong one on the other one. Hold please. Am I losing it? Yeah, I am. Okay. So this one, I showed you the Silent Night. Sorry about that. Is this one. And then the Silent Night is this. So they are the same linen because that was a club. Okay, now I got it straight. So that those two go with this. Did you think I was losing it? Yeah, you were probably right.
You asking me a question?
I'm almost ready for you to hand me the. And then this one is this one. So that's just the Snowed In pin keep. So that's this one and this one. Okay, sorry. Sorry. It's easy to get goofed up with all these ones that are kind of sets or pairs. This is one I did years ago, and this is one of the ones that got wrecked in the roof leak. I have two others that are this size. This was originally done on, I think it was 22 count Ada. It was a little kit. I'm hoping I can find at like Hobby Lobby or something, because these are just plastic, some new I don't know, rings or whatever you want to call it, ornaments to put this in. I might be able to wash this because it is DMC, but I don't know. Wow, I didn't mind backstitching, I guess, back then. I have two others like this that are out of the ring thing because it got destroyed. This one is Plum Street, Kringle and Woolard. I love him. And he's just a little framed piece. This is one, I've shown you this one every year. This is on a candle screen. This is all over one. I had these kits from Maureen Appleton. I can't remember the name of her business, but and for a while she was still designing. I don't know if she is yet or not. But this was all done over one. Who was I? I don't know. Wow. And that's that raw, natural linen. So anyway, I had it sitting over here. It's by Maureen Appleton. It came in a kit that had 3, and I've only done 1. This is Holiday Hoopla by Brenda Gervais. Isn't he cute? He's adorable. That's one that hangs on that little tree. This one is by Chessie and Me, the Mary Pin Pillow. Chessie and Me. Just a green plaid on the back. Very cute. And Chessie and Me, she always does specialty stitches, but I don't think I did them on this one. I think some part of it was supposed to be like satin stitched or something. And then a couple more. This one is Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread, Santa's Tree Farm. I know this was one of her kits at that retreat. 2021 I did this one, and that retreat was in 2019, so I still have some of those kits from that retreat that I need to finish. Santa's Tree Farm with Thy Needle and Thread. And that hangs on that little tree. And this is one I'm not sure how to finish. It doesn't fit in a 5x7 frame. It's called Jingle Bells. It's by Brenda Gervais. And I have foam core cut, but I might just put this on like a board because this doesn't fit. It's a little bit too big for a 5x7 frame. But I really like him and I want to do something with him. Okay, that is all of the smalls. So I'm going to take a short break and I'll go get the framed pieces. Okay, I'm back. The first one I'm going to show I did not stitch. This is Evergreen. It was a Loose Feathers by Blackbird Designs. My friend Ruth stitched this for me. And I actually have this kitted. And I need to stitch it for her, but I haven't done that yet, so. What did I do with my patterns? Now I stacked all these things on top of the pattern. Hold on. Hold, please. Okay. This one is by With Thy Needle and Thread. It's called All Bundled Up. I just picked this frame up last night, so I just stuck it. I haven't cut the foam core. I haven't laced it yet. But there's All Bundled Up. Isn't he cute? If you need to know, I probably stitched it with the called for, but like I said, it hasn't been laced yet, so be careful. These things are sticking out. This is Merry Christmas, Ella Vaughn by Blackbird, but I put my great-grandmother Laura Fields. The white frame is a little bright, so he's in the process of maybe toning it down a bit. I did lace it, but it hasn't been fully finished in the frame. So I like it a little bit dulled down because Hubs made the frame. He did a great job. Oh, I was going to get the pattern for that. I didn't get it out. That's a Blackbird. I didn't get that one out. Okay, hold on. Oh, here's another one. This isn't framed, but it's Horse Country Holiday. This was a kit and a conversion from Country Sampler. So if you want it to look like this, and this is just a giant pillow. Horse Country Holiday by Artful Offerings. Hold on, I'm getting there. This is Christmas in My Heart by Samplers Not Forgotten. This is another one. I just picked up the frame last night from Hobby Lobby, so it hasn't been laced yet, but I thought I'd show it to you. So if it's crooked, it's because it's not done. Christmas in My Heart by Samplers Not Forgotten. This one is older than dirt, but I did find the pattern for it. It's called A Child Is Love, Folk Art Designs. The pattern was $3.98. There's the picture. A Child is Love. Old, old, old. But this boy with his dog. This is done on Ada. I did it in 1987. Good gravy. That's a long time ago.
I didn't know you were that old.
But I've always loved getting him out at Christmas. He's just so cute.
You're
Just
well
iconic.
preserved.
I'm well preserved. Well, thank you, dear.
Flattery would get me nowhere,
Yeah, you got that right.
but keep it up.
But keep it up. Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. I had this done for a couple years, but I hadn't framed it. Winter Rose Manor. This was a very popular one when everybody was working on it. I did use all the called for. I think I used Winter Brew, though, for the... Well, I'm not sure what linen I used. But I finally framed it, laced it. This frame is from Hobby Lobby. This is Heaven and Nature Sing. I finished this one this past year by Kathy Barrick. And it's all laced and framed. It's very similar frame to the one I did Winter Rose Manor, but they're different color. So this is Heaven and Nature Sing. I used all the called for. And I used the NPI silks. I really like that one. After this, I need you to go get those other few, if you don't mind. This is Yuletide Welcome by Plum Street. And this one I did in 2017, so it's been a while. But again, one of my favorite. I've done all the welcomes. But none of her Rhode Island, so I'm behind on Plum Street. Love that one. Okay, I have like 4 more to show you. No, I have, yeah, that 4 more to framed, and then I'll be heading off. Hope y'all are doing well. Did I say that before? This one is, oh, I didn't get this one out. This is the Noel Sampler by Brenda Gervais. I don't know why I was in the mood to frame this in green. I probably wouldn't do that now, but it works. So then you might ask, well, what do you do with all these pieces when it's not Christmas? Most all of my out of season pieces are in the hallway. This is Peace and Goodwill Sampler by Chessie and Me. Sorry, I'm not taking these out of the bag. That would just take too long. Again, this is a frame from Hobby Lobby that I laced myself. If you want a good lacing tutorial, go to Lori Holt. She did a wonderful lacing tutorial. And I didn't do the over one. I just put Peace and Goodwill. I thought that was good enough. And the last 2 I'll show you. This is Christmas at Hollyberry Farm by Stacy Nash. Some of these are very common. A lot of people have done them. Christmas at Hollyberry. Now some of these, because I did them a long time ago, they may have been done with 2 strands. I don't think this one was. Oops, hit myself in the head. And so that was the pattern. You saw that. Christmas at Hollyberry by Stacy Nash. The last one is not Christmas, but I like to hang it with Christmas. And this one is Francis Poole by Brenda Gervais. again, you'd have to get that on her website. But it's all reds and greens, so I think it goes really nicely for Christmas display. And the very, very last one, I'll have to have him hand it to me because it's heavy. This is Christmas Garden by Blackbird Design. And I did this so long ago. Well, it was before Camille was born, and she's 9. And Lindsay wasn't even pregnant, so I did it probably...
Well, just read the label on the back.
10 years ago. And I did use all of the called for.
There is no label on the back.
This is my husband being snarky. So Christmas Garden, I still love this piece. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. But it's a lot bigger because I probably used the 30 count or 32 count, whatever.
GST.
My grandmother, Gloria Thompson.
MLB.
My mom. Oh, I did the female members of the family. So I started with my grandmother, my mom, me,
Your sister.
my daughter, and my sister. So you can put that one back up on the wall. So I just want to say I hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas. I might be back the week after Christmas when things kind of calm down. You know, life isn't quite as crazy. But I hope that you make time to remember that Christ is the reason for the season, the name, the clues in the name, Christmas. So anyway, we're having some wonderful services at our church, and it's just put you in the right spirit for true peace and true love. So anyway, I hope that you make time for Christ as he came on a rescue mission for us. So I'm thankful for that. So blessings to you this Christmas season, and I will see you when I see you. Hopefully it won't be quite as long. So next video that I do, I'd like to talk a little bit about what I want to stitch in January. So I've thought about it, but I haven't committed. So anyway, I'll see you when I see you. Love ya. Bye.